Hi guys, so I just wanted to show you something I've been working on. I'm working on a mobile for in the nursery. Our theme is birds, and I decided to do one of those pom-pom mobiles, so I've been working on it. So I thought I'd just show you how to do it because floating around on Pinterest, the picture that I found was actually from Etsy, but then I was trying to figure out, how they actually did them. But they call for using styrofoam balls, and if you're anything like me, you do not want to pay the money for styrofoam balls. They are ridiculously expensive, and you're just going to cover them anyway. So I was messing around trying to figure out a way to do it, and I figured I was going to use corks. I have a ton of corks everywhere. Someday I will do some project with them, I'm sure, like an actual cork project, but for now I am using them for this. So I actually cut mine in half and I'm using them that way. But before we get there, we need to do something with the fabric. So this is just kind of like I did my fabric flowers that I had shown before. But this time you're just going to take some fabric and you're just going to cut circles out. So I just like to fold mine over a couple of times and do it that way. And I'm just going to cut some circles. Make them as round as I can. I'm just freehanding, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But basically you just want to keep cutting some circles out. And more. I don't really know how many I used. I think I used different amounts on all of my balls that I made. Some I used like normal cotton fabric, others was fleece, and some was felt. So it's all going to be different depending on what you use and how big you want your ball to be. I actually made several different sizes. So I'm just going to end there. I can still get another good circle out of this part of the fabric, but I'm just going to stop here for this. So just like we did before, hot glue, you're going to, well, that circle's not that great. I'm just going to fold it in like this, fold in, and fold in. And I'm going to put hot glue on the inside. It's exactly like I did those fabric flowers. Now, I will say, with the fleece material, I folded them like this, but then they kind of became too rosy-like. And so when I did some other ones, I didn't fold them 3 times. I just folded them in half this way and then like this and put some glue inside. So then they were a little more open. This was a little too tight, but I'm keeping it the way it is. So you want to go around and you want to make all these little flower buds just like we did in the tutorial I showed you before. So just like that, pinch and hold, let that glue attach, and you just keep going. And you'll do that until you've got all of yours done. So just keep going, making all of them. Glue there, glue here, fold over, press and hold. Alright, and when we come back, I'll have all these done. Okay, so I just finished up making all these little buds, and now we need to attach them to our cut in half piece of cork. I start on the ends first, so I just kind of take some hot glue and I just kind of squeeze it out on there. Okay, and I kind of take 3 pieces that I like, and I think I'm going to make a smaller one, so I'm actually going to cut the tips off. It's up to you whether you want it bigger or smaller, but since I want it a little bit smaller, I'm going to cut these off so they don't stick out as much. And then I'm just going to stick it down. And basically we're doing the same thing like we did with those little flowers that I showed you. I'm just pressing and holding these in place. And then I do the opposite end. I'll just take 3 of them and cut the little points off. Just press and hold. So now you'll get something that kind of looks like this. And then you're just going to start filling in. Oops. I've got a lot of hot glue on there. I'm going to give it another minute to kind of get a good hold on it. And then I'm just going to start cutting some more tips off. I take about 3 at a time. Just cutting those tips off. I actually have a circle over here I didn't do. Let me just quickly get that in case we need it. Okay. So now I'm just going to add some glue and start filling in. Maybe like that. And I just work my way around. Filling in the spots as I go. I have to be careful too. I squirt a lot of hot glue in here and then it starts to run. And that burns. just working my way around. Putting some hot glue in and then putting some of these little folded up circles in. Just going to add another glue stick to my hot glue gun. Oops. Almost done. Alright, and then I just go around and look and make sure I didn't leave any gaps anywhere, or if they're kind of a small gap that you can't get a whole nother flower in, sometimes I'll just take some hot glue and just glue two pieces together there. Get that other one right in here. I'm going to make that a little bit shorter. And then sometimes if you get a piece that kind of sticks up a lot more than all the other ones, I just kind of come along and trim it down just a little bit, just to make it more of a ball shape, because since we use the cork, it's not quite perfectly round. There you go. And then once I had that, I was just taking some ribbon and I just add a little pin and I pin it right down in, and then it's going to hang off of a, my goodness, I don't even know what they're called, something for embroidery, I guess. Embroidery ring is maybe the term, but these are all going to hang off there at different sizes, lengths I mean. But that's it. So that's how I do it, using a cork instead of styrofoam balls, because styrofoam is expensive and I have a ton of corks laying around, so that's what I used. So I hope you like this tutorial. I hope you try it out on something. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. Bye.